What's up guys, welcome to top 5 smartphones of 2017 and you're watching Dan from Dnotech. So number 5, so before talking about Note 8, let's talk about the history of this flagship series. So when the Note 8 trailer was released, I was stunned that 6.3 inches display, 3300 mAh battery, 6GB RAM, Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processor, 12MP at 4K recording at 30 frames per second. That's pretty sick in $1,000 phone. So guys, let's not talk about that. At the very next week, I visited my nearby store, and when I just saw Note 8, I was feeling that a black big briefcase was in front of me with a Samsung logo. So whoever tells me about Note 8, I'll just remember that Note 8, big size, extra large size, unused size there. So that's the problem with Note 8 that I face. Even though when I tried to drag down the control panel there, I was not able to drag down the control panel because my hands are not reaching there. Because Note 8 is too big that you cannot judge it. So RAM, processor, camera, everything is good. Edge display, 2K display, everything is good in Note 8. But the size is very big that it cannot be judged quickly. So at the time, there are two types of people. One is that some people use Note 8 as a primary phone. Some people use Note 8 as a secondary phone. So as a primary phone, if you're taking Note 8 as a primary phone, it would be rather a bad option because Note 8 is too big that you cannot take it wherever you go, and it's not practical in real life. So at the next stage, it's a secondary phone there. Secondary phone, I think it's the best option that you'll get in Note 8. So Note 8 comes 2K display, which is one of the best ever experience that you'll give in videos and gaming. And let's talk about gaming there. So if you're like Android gamer there, and if you want Note 8, it's perfect option. 6GB RAM, never gets you slower. 3300 mAh battery, that's never let you down. When you're playing the game, suddenly battery down, that's no problem with Note 8. So I believe Note 8 in that case. 2K display, 6GB RAM, 3300 mAh battery, that's pretty sick. But in the daily life, it cannot be practical. But as a secondary phone, it can be practical. There are two types of people. I said that primary phone, that's your daily driver. Secondary phone, the phone that will be in your house. So the number 4 is the OnePlus 5T. I mean that one and only OnePlus 5T. It's popular for its price range. A $650 phone has a beast specs there. 8GB RAM, Qualcomm Snapdragon 835, 4K recording at 30 frames per second. Are you kidding me, OnePlus? Are you kidding me? $650 can do this much of things. But that doesn't matter. So if you're wondering that why in this specs, why I put OnePlus in the 4th position, now I'll tell you. The reason why I put OnePlus in 4th position is because its display. Its display is not innovative and OnePlus didn't even care about it. So S8, iPhone X, Pixel 2, these all have innovative display. S8 has infinity display, iPhone X has full body ratio, Pixel 2 XL has full curved inside body ratio display. So that's a point there. And if you take OnePlus 5T, you'll see that it's like a common phone there. So that doesn't mean that it's bad phone. When you look at OnePlus 5T, you'll feel that a common design phone is in my hand. Its interior is good, but the exterior is bad. Some of them may face, but OnePlus 5T, OnePlus has revolved the phone there. So now the phone comes with extraordinary battery, extraordinary RAM, extraordinary specs, camera and all. But that didn't mean that this phone should be at the first place. If this phone was released at $1,000, you would never buy that phone because at $1,000 you'll get S8 with the same specification, but the display is really good in S8 at 2K display. but OnePlus 5T is only 1080p display at true 1080p. I mean true 1080p. So actually, I just want to say that if you don't have budget like $1,000, just go for OnePlus 5T. It has all your needs. Very friendly phone, user-friendly phone, very easy to manage, very keen, and very Oxygen OS power that's pretty good in OnePlus 5T. So actually, if you have budget, just go for S8, iPhone X like that and all. So if you don't have budget, just go for OnePlus 5T. So number 3 is iPhone X. I mean iPhone 10, because X means in Roman numerals, X means 10. So anyway, leave that. So let's talk about X. And if you're wondering that why I put iPhone 10 in third position, because in my every videos I have one disadvantage and one advantage too. The reason why I put iPhone 10 in third position is that Apple just priced it as a very expensive. Can a BMW can be compared with a Lamborghini? No, it cannot be. Because Apple, when I just went to the store, Apple was asking me 1 lakh. In dollars, it would cost like $1,500, something like that. So that's pretty expensive in that phone. So when I just saw Apple iPhone 10, I was just asking myself that what is in this? Why Apple is pricing this much of money, $1,550, something like that. $1,550. Why Apple is asking this much of money for this? The ultimate change in iPhone 10 is that the Face ID is improved and the full body ratio is improved, full body screen ratio, and 4K at 60 frames per second. That's the main highlight of Apple iPhone 10. So that I was asking to myself that why Apple is doing like that? Why Apple is asking 1 lakh for this thing? 1 lakh for this thing is too high for me. So that's why I just remember that thing, why I should put Apple iPhone X in the first position or second position. So actually, disadvantage is over. Let's talk about the advantages. So what it feels like to have a Samsung or an iPhone X there. If one boy has iPhone X and one boy has Samsung Galaxy S8, what would you prefer? In which phone do you look the most? iPhone X or iPhone 10? Obviously, this one. iPhone 10, if you just bring iPhone 10 into public, then everyone would be typically concerned about that. iPhone 10, he has iPhone 10. What? He should be rich. Something like that they will ask you. Then if you carry a Samsung product and an Apple product, the level is different. The way of people think about yourself will be different. If you come with Apple iPhone 10 and if you come with Samsung Galaxy S8, the people will think different only. People will give more importance to iPhone 10 only. So that's the main advantage that I got from Apple iPhone 10. And one of the disadvantages, when I just take the phone there, it was like very slippery in my hand. So that's the main disadvantage in that. And its edges and corners are just silky steel finish there. So I mean that once in a year or thrice in a year or 5 times or 10 times or 20 times, you'll fall your mobile there. So at that time, if you fall iPhone X in the ground, the finish would be gone, and that's not practical in your real life. So I mean that if you have budget, I don't care. If you have budget, just go for iPhone X, because Face ID is ultimate safe. Even though if you have beard, or even though if you have crack in your eyes, crack in your this face wounds also, Apple will recover it. I mean, like, not to heal the wound, Apple will identify you. In every situation, Apple will identify you. And it's one of the impossible process to take Apple's jailbreak there. So iPhone 10, I think it's a good opinion if you have budget, but the main disadvantage of iPhone 10 is that price. But there are still many of the buyers are convinced their price, and some of the buyers will resell it. So Apple 10 is over. So the number 2 is Pixel 2 XL. So actually, when I visited my nearby store and I was asking for Pixel 2 XL, and they told me that Pixel 2 XL is a dead stock there in India, not in US or UK or England or something like that. In India, it's dead stock there. The reason why people are not buying this phone is because what the difference is this. What is the difference? What is the main highlight of this? Nothing main highlight of the Pixel 2 XL there. Nothing main to see, nothing main to see. Common phone, common features, everything is common, just upgraded. And some say that Pixel 2 XL's camera is one of the best camera, and I believe that Pixel 2 XL's camera is one of the best camera. And if you're going for phone like Pixel 2 or Pixel 2 XL, you may be concerned. So I'll tell you the difference. Pixel 2 is a lot more as a standard design, but Pixel 2 XL is come with an innovative display. So that's me. 2 has standard design, Pixel 2 XL has more innovative design. That's the difference between Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL. The one and only number 1 phone is S8. So the reason why I choose S8 is because Samsung is revolving. Samsung is shaking whole mobile market there. Even though lot of phones released with new and innovative display or innovative settings, but Samsung is still classic. They know how to they have technique to sell their products. So that's why, let's make it clear. When S6 was released, it has no SD card slot, it has no waterproof, and it's just a nil phone, but an edge display is advantage to it. So actually at the S7 they brought all the needs that S6 couldn't recover. So S7 was just an upgraded version, but there's no upgrade in the exterior. So the next evolve comes that in S6 they put edge display, and in S8 they put infinity display. So that's a game-changing move by S8. So if you take that S8, I remember the infinity display. If you just see the S8, you'll feel that what a phone is it? What a phone is this? And about the specs, I'll tell you. The specs is 4GB RAM, DDR4 RAM, Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 with infinity display, 3300 mAh battery, and what you need 5.8 inch display. What you need better than this? If you look S8, you will be stunned to look S8 because its infinity display is the main highlight of S8 there. So it's best for viewing all the things, and it's 2K, and it's number 1 recommended phone in this video. So actually, I hope you like this video, and if you are wondering that why I'm not telling more about S8, because I have nothing to tell. I have no disadvantage, only advantage is there. So we are going to start a new challenge there. So this question is that which would you prefer, S8 or iPhone X? I mean iPhone 10. Leave a comment below and I'll do a shout out there. So if you don't know what shout out is, in the next video I'll shout out Nico Night Puppet Club for subscribing my channel and commenting down below. So if you comment down in the next video, I'll feature you and I'll shout out. Even though if you're thinking that I'm a small channel, don't be like that. Just if you one people see you, 1 or 2 or 3 or there. So I just want to say that leave a comment below, iPhone X or S8. Just comment and I'll select the which comment is the best, and don't forget to leave a reason that which phone do you select. And this is Dan from Dnotech here, signing off.